Hey guys, Bryan here with NuWave Composites, and today we're going to go over our mold sealing process. We get asked this a lot from clients when we build molds. What do you use to seal your molds? Uh, what products do you recommend? And we recommend the Stoner products, Stoner Mold Solutions. We worked with them for a while now. We love their products. They have great support and great pricing. Reach out to them if you find this video helpful. Let them know you heard it from NuWave Composites. So our mold process is very easy, very simple, very straightforward. And as long as you follow the steps for the manufacturer, you're going to get good results. So always highly recommend to look at the product application sheet and follow the instructions verbatim. This will always give you the most consistent results. So first step that we do, we're going to use a microfiber cloth, and we're just going to use some acetone or mold cleaner. And this is a very simple process. What we're going to do, we're just going to wet the rag. All right, so we have some mold cleaner here. You can use acetone as well. And what we're going to do, we're going to get 2 rags, usually like microfiber. We're going to wet one of them fairly well. And we're going to wipe on in circular motions, 2 to 3 square feet at a time. And we're going to come back with the clean rag and wipe it dry. If you have a mold that has wax from previous parts build or whatnot, this is going to help clean the wax off. But it is crucial that you come back behind it with a clean rag. After a while, the clean rag gets dirty from all the wax and stuff, and you got to remember to change it. So we're going to repeat this process twice. Sometimes you're going to need to repeat it a little bit more, but 2 times is usually standard practice for new molds. I'm just going to make sure you have all the dust and any residue wax from before off, so you can start with a clean slate. So now that we have our mold clean, we're going to do what's called a tape test, right? So before you put on any sealer, any wax, we want to get a piece of 1-inch blue tape, and you want to put it on the mold, and then you want to pull it to feel the resistance that you have on the mold. So this is going to give you a reference for when you're sealing to not over wax it, right? So next step, we've cleaned this. The next step is going to be, we're going to seal it. So the sealer is a wipe on, wipe off product. So what we're going to do is, we like these mold cleaning cloths. We'll cut them about 12 by 12. You can do the size that you like the best. And we're going to have a clean one, and we're going to have one that we're going to soak into the sealer. Then we're going to squeeze it out. We're going to wring it. And then we're going to open it up, and we're going to apply it in circular motions all around the mold surface. This is very important. You can't put this on too thick. The way this works is that you need a thin film to be able to get into all those little crevices and micro porosities into the mold to seal it, so you can have good release. So when you put on a thin film on that, you're gonna get your clean cloth. You're gonna wait about 15-30 seconds. And then you're gonna wipe it off with your clean cloth. And like I was saying, this is getting into all the little micro porosities, little crevices of the mold surface, and it's creating a hard barrier, a semi-permanent barrier that the wax the semi-perm wax that we're gonna put on afterwards is not gonna fall in there. So now, one thing to keep in mind when you're applying this, you should not have streaks on the mold. If you have streaks on the mold, that means it's too thick. An easy correction for this, if it's dried up, you can come back, you can apply some to a wet rag, you can reapply it, and then quickly, after 10-15 seconds, wipe off. You see, we did that. So for molds, we will be doing 2 coats of sealer. Between each coat of sealer, you have to wait about 15 minutes for it to air. So these products are activated with the moisture in the air. So that's why it's important to have a thin film so that it can activate and the polymers can create that chain. So after the second coat of sealer, which is the final one for this, we're gonna wait 60 minutes before applying the G494, which is a semi-perm release. Now, the semi-perm release has such great advantages over paste wax. 1, labor savings, and 2, it lasts so much longer when you're pulling parts. So paste wax, when you paste wax molds, you usually have to reapply it after each pull. We've gotten 3, 4, 5 pulls from using the G494 semi-perm, which is a wipe-on, leave-on application, that it keeps us going in production a lot faster. That day of having to paste wax and wait is reduced significantly. And when we build the 3, 4, 5 parts and we start feeling the release is a little hard, all you got to do is grab a cloth and apply 1 coat, and there you have it, you're back into production. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the G494. It's the semi-perm release. Always, before you use products, make sure you mix them well. Just a little quick shake. Make sure if they've been sitting for a while, it just helps with all the chemicals. And that way you have consistency. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna pour it into a cup, a little bit into a cup. And we're gonna do the same process of, we have 2 mold cleaning cloths. We're gonna soak it completely. And then we're gonna wring it, where it's nice and moist, not too soaking wet. Because remember, what we want is a clean, a thin film. So we're gonna start the same thing, circular motions. Make sure we cover all the areas. On certain molds, you're gonna have radiuses and inside corners, and those always require a little more special attention to make sure you get the full coverage. It's like everything, it's a simple process, but it does take attention to detail. And this is a process that if it's not adhered to and done well, the results can be catastrophic and costly, sticking molds in certain areas, or causing costly mold repairs. That's something you don't want to do. It stops your production and then adds another added cost to your shop and your tools. So once we got that on, we're gonna wait 10 to 15 minutes for it to flash off. And the important thing on this is, again, you don't see streaks. If you see streaks, you've done it too thick. And you need to come back with a moist mold cleaning rag and get rid of the streaks. The streaks are a cause of having too much G494 in the rag. And all this between coats, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting a new piece of tape and doing the tape test again to start feeling reference. So the main thing that you are looking for in the tape test, you want it to have a little bit of resistance, but not too much that tape won't stick onto it. If you over wax it, the issue with that is that you'll start getting pre-release in your parts where the gel coat won't grab to the mold. And then when you build your mold, you're going to have all these divots and negative surfaces on it. And that's what we want to avoid. A little tip, if you do happen to over wax, using a can of honey wax paste, you can put on a coat on top of the G494. It's common practice, and that'll help give a little bit more grip back to the mold rather than trying to wipe with acetone or buff, because this G494, you can wipe it with acetone, but it's not going to come off. It's got to be physically buffed off. We're on our third layer of Wolo. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a tape test on. I'm going to stick it down, press it, and then feel the resistance. It's changed a lot from the beginning before we added the sealer, and it's right at the point where we need it to start building parts. So if you guys found this video useful and you have any questions or any needs for tooling and parts fabrication, reach out to us through our website, NuWaveComposites.com, hit the contact button, and we'll give you a call.